Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fourth call-out. Phil Heath, Ronnie Coleman, and Jay Cutler. If you are familiar with the first 3 rounds, then you know that this is an endurance tournament, an endurance battle. Now their reserves are beginning to get depleted. These are not their best versions, although Dr. Phil was sneaking this 2012 version. He probably should have used this in the last match, prematurely used the 2015. Ronnie Coleman, 2000. This is an underrated version of the King. Not his best, little bit distended in the midsection, but man was he big. Ronnie Coleman, 2000, very underrated. Jay Cutler, he looks just as good as the first round here. This is 2006. I like the 2005. I used it first. I think it was a little bit better, but who knows? Who knows? This one may stand up even better than the 2005. Front relaxed position. It's the only symmetry pose we have, so I'll use this in the case of a tiebreaker, but there's no points being handed out right now. So let's dive headfirst into the muscularity round, beginning with, of course, front double bicep pose. This is a difficult one. You break it down part by part, beginning, of course, with the arms. Dr. Phil actually probably has the best set of arms when you think of the completeness with the forearms, triceps, and biceps. But, of course, Ronnie, the biggest set of guns there, so maybe the best. Jay Cutler, you should call him Dr. J. Jay Cutler, the worst set of arms. They're not symmetrical. One of them's soft. And you know me and my symmetry. Ronnie Coleman, I think I'm going to give him this one. His legs, his waistline is nice and small, although him and Dr. Phil, not very aesthetic as far as the abs themselves. Dr. J has probably the best set of abs, and Dr. Phil probably the worst. Ronnie Coleman right there in the middle. But the silhouette of the King with those legs, just enough. Dr. Phil takes an easy second. So Jay Cutler left with no points. Front lat spread. This was a crazy one. And if you watched all of the other call-outs, you know some of these poses change depending on the shapes of these guys. Now, Ronnie Coleman, from 2000, this is the first year this began, in 2001, I believe, but definitely in 2002. His lat spread was very weak. Now, this could be contributed to, now I'm not an expert, I'm not saying for sure, but this can be contributed to not snapping the shot often enough. You have to pose all the time. And of course, he was massive here, so I'm sure he was hitting a lot of most musculars, more so than he was in 98, 99. Side shots, things of that nature, but the front lat spread was not in his repertoire for top poses. So he's actually getting a second or maybe even last place in this. And unbeknownst by me, Dr. Phil is getting first place in this. Look at his lats. I don't know what unbeknownst means, but wow. I've never seen the doctor's lats look quite so bulbous and Dorian-esque. If you look at all their lats, guys, he's winning. And you look at all the other call-outs, and he was losing most of the time. Jay Cutler, I think, has enough here to beat the King, in my opinion. But it is close between them two. Ronnie Coleman gets nothing here. The Doctor, Dr. Phil Heath, this 2012 version. One of the best. He didn't rank very high in my tournament because he lost earlier on to the total winner, 2011. So we never really got to see 2012 compared against other versions of the Doctor, and I'm here to tell you, he is winning this pose for sure. The best display, not the best conditioning. It's close though. Now I would give it to Jay over Ronnie with the silhouette, things of that nature, and I like his legs probably the most. But Ronnie is just a little bit bigger, I think, and his conditioning twice as good as Jay's. But I never liked the side chest pose of Ronnie. It's just not a side chest in my opinion. But speaking as a judge, he is beating Jay Cutler. And Doctor cleaning up in this competition thus far, even right as we speak. The Doctor, Dr. Philip Heath. is getting another 2 points. I mean, you Phil haters are going to be so mad at this one, and you Dorianites, I'm sure there's a lot of Dorianites for the King Ronnie. If you don't know what a Dorianite is, it's a bodybuilding fan that loves a version or a bodybuilder so much that they don't even want to look at the comparison. They just claim, oh, you can't beat Ronnie in the back double by or things of that nature. But I do go on. I do go on. Wow, Jay Cutler here. He's losing, I think. Could it be Ronnie is actually winning a single point in the side tricep? He is blasting, and I mean blasting Jay out of the whatever as far as the tricep itself is concerned. But I don't know. Jay's display is a lot better when you look at the rest of the physique. Oh, this is a tough one because if it comes down to 1 point, I'm going to go with King Ron. That tricep development is just enough. Controversial decision, though. Okay, this is what we came here for. The back displays. Ooh. Ah. This is exciting. This is exciting. For all you Dorianites, for Ronnie Coleman, here you go. This is one of his best backs. For sure, here in 2000. He's good and wide, very symmetrical. And you'll notice the hamstrings, the glutes, and the lower back is dry and as conditioned as I have ever seen the King. And this is why I said the 2000 version is very underrated. Dr. Phil, in the lower back region, he is doing enough, just enough to beat Dr. J. I guess it's Dr. Phil and Dr. J. But I don't want to confuse you guys. Jay Cutler is not a doctor. Phil Heath is PhD for sure. He went to university. He can throw a basketball. Things of that nature. So Ronnie Coleman gets a point in the back pose. Dorianites are going to be doing backflips right now. They're so happy. Either way, Dr. Phil gets 1 point. Rear double by time. Now, I would give this one to Ronnie easily if he was more symmetrical. You notice one of his lats, it's not quite as lowly inserted as the other one, but this year is not too bad when you look at 2003 and 4 and 5 or even worse. This one's not too bad. I almost want to give him a bye on this one because he's tilting thusly. You know what I mean? He's looking at one arm, he's not really posing symmetrically. I'm kind of making an excuse because I like it better than the doctors. But I love my symmetry more than anything. But like I said, Ronnie's almost hitting this as if to say, I'm not doing this symmetrical. I'm doing it this way because I had too many sweet potatoes, maybe some chicken pot pie. Oh my God, Joe. Anyway, enough with the foolishness. I'd like to give this one to Ronnie. I really would, but that would be going against all my symmetry. I love symmetry. Dr. Phil scrapes by with a point here. I know I'm going to get some backlash on this one. But hey, I got to be true to myself or I might as well just shut this Marks Max muscle down today, if not. So, I got to look at myself in the mirror, guys, so give me hell. Whatever. Jay Cutler, too soft in the lower back and the glutes to be effective against these two beasts. Dr. Phil getting a point in the ab and thigh. Now, this is very shocking to me. Now, like I said, I have to look myself in the mirror. It would be easy for me to just give you guys what you want. I know there's a lot of poses that it would just be easy to say, oh, he wins this pose or he wins this shot to get a popular decision and get good reactions out of you guys. But I'm sure there is people that know that I am going to go with my gut and you're going to be angry at the decisions that I make. But I'm sure that a lot more of you do tune in to see a unbiased perspective on somebody's decision making. And it doesn't matter who's judging this one or who's judging what. If you get a guy judging enough matchups, he will make mistakes. And of course I F up from time to time, but that's just the nature of the beast. Jay Cutler has enough here in the ab development to defeat Ronnie Coleman. Although, food for thought here, Jay Cutler probably has the worst set of abs. Or maybe the second worst, I don't know. But his silhouette and the way he is displaying his legs, Jay Cutler is kind of just standing there. Uh-oh, guys, it's time for a shake, a protein shake, if you haven't had one in a while. Of course, if you already did your workout and you already had it, go have a piece of fish. And if you don't have any fish ready, what's wrong with you? Go into the deep freeze, take some out. You got to have your food ready. But either way, the king gets no points in the ab and thigh. Boom, boom, boom. The three fantastic most musculars of these specimens. Sorry, I took my medication at the beginning of this video and now it's kind of leaking out into my system. System overload. I am a robot. Anyway, Dr. Phil, he's almost got enough here to defeat Ronnie, if not for Ronnie's massive size. I said 2000 was underrated. He had a good back, one of the best backs, and look at this, most muscular, just size, almighty. Jay Cutler too soft in the outer arms to be effective against Jay Cutler, even though his clavicle width and the abs, things of that nature, he is winning for sure. But Dr. Phil, he battles back with that narrow clavicle, with a set of delts that are world-class like cannonballs. But we will have a look at the crab most muscular. And in my opinion, little has changed here. The doctor's arms, they look good and thick. But Coleman, you can see the triceps more, and it looks more like a real physique with those delts. And of course, the clavicle width, the big wide chest. Jay has that as well, but like I said, soft in the outer arms, always was in this pose, even in 2001. So, I think without any false modesty, Dr. Phil definitely won this matchup, for sure, of course. Taking second place will be the king, Ronnie Coleman, and Jay Cutler. This, I believe, is his third time placing dead last. He placed second in the third call-out. Dr. Phil won the first two call-outs, and the king, of course, won the third and lost the fourth. And I'm sure there's people that call me a fanboy of the doctor, Dr. Phil Heath. And that is not the case. If you knew how I felt inside, you would forgive me for the decisions that I make. I keep doing more and more of these ones because I want to see King win. I would love, more than anything, to see Ronnie Coleman wipe the floor with that dirty old pig-faced Dr. Phil. Greasy. Anyway, Ronnie Coleman still with many good versions, as does Jay Cutler. But of course the doctor, also a few good ones in his back pocket as well. Look forward to the fifth call-out and perhaps a different decision. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you did not enjoy it, don't worry about that old thumbs down button. You just stay away from that and keep your mind on your own business and get some oatmeal into you. Maybe act more positive. Either way, thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already. Have a great day.